honored to be joined here at the Heritage Festival by Sue B. Sutton, a lovely young lady who has seen a lot of stuff in your lifetime here in Jones County, haven't you, Miss Sutton?
Yes, I have.
Well, let's jump right into it. First off, we've got to talk about your family. You have been the matriarch of quite an incredible family here in Jones County. Brag on them a little bit.
At the time, my son had taught at Jones Senior High School.
And your son's name is?
Michael Sutton Jr. And he's married to Renee Barnhill Sutton, who is with James Brunt Community College. And they have raised 4 wonderful children. Matthew Sutton, who has 3 children of his own. Will Sutton, who is here in Jones County now with the school system. And he has 1 little girl that's 19 months old, and we will have another one in November. We have Cassidy Sutton, who has, she and Darren Lee have 3 children, and Darren works with tractors, John Deere in Jacksonville, and Cassidy is working at Craven Regional Hospital, and she is pursuing a doctor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Holly Sutton, who is with the Craven County school system, and she has no children. And Ashley, her friend, works in Jacksonville High School as an ag teacher there. So I have a total of 18 in my family at this time.
Wow.
And then when one come in, that'll make 19 head. I have a daughter, Michelle, that lives with me, and she's retired with the state, and she has no children.
Okay.
So we have a big family, and we love them all.
Well, we want to find out about you. Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you a Jones County native?
I am.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised in between Bankstown and Mallettown on the 10-mile Fort Road. My mother was a Mallett from Jones County, and my daddy was a Boyette from Jones County. And we worked hard here on the farm, and then I went off to East Carolina and came back from there and went to work at the bank in Kinston. I worked with Wachovia Bank for 26 years. And then I worked with the state of North Carolina for 13 years. And then as a realtor broker with Century 21 for 21 years.
Wow.
So I'm an old bird and have worked in the county and in Lenoir County too.
Well, I know you never ask a lady her age, and that was one of the things I was taught when I was coming up. But for the purposes of this Heritage Festival interview, how old are you, Miss Sutton?
I'm 84.
Okay.
And in December 26th, I'll be 85.
Wow. Oh, you're almost a Christmas baby then.
Almost a Christmas baby.
I was born in January, and I know how tough it is being that close to Christmas. That everybody always combined my Christmas and birthday. They really combined your Christmas and birthday presents together, didn't they?
Mother used to say at Christmas, "Now this is your birthday cake and Christmas too."
That seems unfair.
Well, at that time it seemed unfair, but
Yeah.
she had her hands full.
How many siblings did you have?
I had 3 siblings.
Okay.
My oldest brother, Nelson, who lived in Apex. He is dead now. And then I had a sister that died as a baby. And then I have a brother that lives in Marion, and he has 1 son and 2 grandsons.
Well, very cool. What was it like? This is the reason that Mr. Morgan even has us doing this. It's awesome. What was it like growing up in Jones County in the, if I'm doing my math right here, in the 40s? There you go.
Yeah.
Math is not my strong suit, but what was it like growing up here in Jones County in the 40s?
Well, really, it was a good life. We were, I would say, mid-income family on a small family farm, which I still own. Is still in the family. We all worked, and when we didn't have something to do on the farm, Daddy always found us somebody to work with during the summer. Our uncles or aunts, were all farmers too, and if they needed a hand, then we went there and helped them. And we always had a big garden. We didn't do like young people do now. They jump in their car and they go wherever and get them a hamburger or a pizza or something like that. We just didn't do that. Mother cooked 3 meals a day, and it was rare for us to get something from a restaurant or something.
That is amazing. So you were born, I'm guessing, 1940.
1939.
1939, there you go. You remember World War II then? I mean, I know that was in your childhood, that was in your early childhood, but, and especially, I'm thinking about towards the end of the war, you probably remember that. But what do you remember the most about World War II?
I think that what I remember about it more than anything else was Daddy worked on the base when he wasn't farming, because he was good at carpentry work.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot, it's off from Camp Lejeune, Camp David, down there. He helped build those barracks down there. Wow. And I remember in the farmhouse that we lived in and owned there on the farm, my Papa Mallard and my aunt and my uncle lived there also. And we'd sit on the front porch at night, and Papa wouldn't let you have any lights on because of Oak Grove Air Force Base was right across the river from us. And I think that's what I remember most about that, being scared at night.
I was going to say, people don't realize that, and I'm too young too, but I mean, I remember talking to my grandpa Hanks, and that was one of the things we really, here in the United States, there was the fear of invasion there for a while, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. There was. Well, we were surrounded by Cherry Point, Camp Lejeune, and then Oak Grove there, and you didn't ever know what was going to happen.
Wow. Despite that, I mean, still, one of the things I saw that put a smile on your face was just talking about your childhood and how special that was. Let's dive into that a little bit. What made your childhood so special, Miss Sutton?
My mother and daddy.
Okay.
Their faith and attending our local church here, Friendship Free Will Baptist Church. At that time, it was a thriving church, and a lot of young people went to it and everything, and you look forward to Sunday going to church and meeting up with your friends and everything there, and cousins and being able to play together after church service and everything. And Mother, we had the huge garden, and Mother would always get up on Sunday morning and she would fry chicken and fix pies and all of the vegetables that came out of the garden. We didn't go out to eat. We didn't buy from the local grocery stores other than flour and meal and sugar and things like that. But we lived off of the farm.
What did you grow in your garden?
We had beans, string beans, butter beans, squash, potatoes, okra, collards. Oh yes, Daddy had to have those collards. And sweet potatoes.
I'm getting hungry.
And we grew chickens. Daddy had laying hens. And we had eggs all year round and chickens all year round. And then I had pigs there on the farm and milk cows. And Daddy would milk the cows twice a day and bring it in. And so we had plenty of butter and milk and things like that.
So you can absolutely, one of my favorite old sayings is the cream always rises to the top. Tell people what that means.
Well, what it means is whenever you go out and milk the cows, and Mother would always strain the milk. Whenever Daddy would bring it in a bucket and she'd pour it through this cloth into a pan. So if anything had gotten in it while Daddy was milking the cows, it would be clean. And then she would set it out, and the butter fat would come to the top. And she would make butter out of that. And we'd always have plenty of cream if we wanted it on our rice or whatever she needed it for. But, growing up on the farm back then, it was tough. But we had plenty to eat, and we worked hard.
Absolutely. You got to tell me, how'd you meet your husband?
His aunt and uncle lived across the road from me. And he came over one day with them.
About how old were you at this point?
I was 21 years old at that time. So I met him there, and he was from Deep Brun and was in the Air Force.
How good looking was he?
He was very good looking. But he's dead now. He's been dead since 2008.
Okay.
And been tough since he's been gone, but my children have helped me a lot.
Absolutely. I have to ask you about Will. I mean, you've got a lot of great children, but I had Will. I have a radio show in Kinston, and when Will was becoming a TV star, I had him come on my show. And I know you're proud of all your children and your grandchildren, but that had to have been a pretty unique experience when all that was going on, wasn't it?
It was. You always look forward to the night he was on, to wanting him to win so bad, and he worked so hard. I mean, he really did lift weights and bags of feed, anything he could get his hands on that he could lift to get his strength, and running around the farm and everything. And Will is just determined. I mean, if he sets his mind at something, he's going to do the very best he can do.
Yeah. But it sounds like pretty much that's a credo of your entire family, though, correct?
Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them. My oldest grandson, he didn't like school. Matthew, he did not like school. And he went off to state, and he came home one weekend and he says, I'm not going back. This was the end of his junior year. I said, you got one more year. That's all you got. He said, Nana, I just don't like it. I said, I'm sorry. We got to get that degree. And the day that he got his diploma, he had it framed. He brought it in to me and he said, Nana, here's your degree.
Wow. How that moved you, didn't it?
It really did, that he had hung in there and worked hard and finally got it.
That is
and
awesome.
Now he's with Duke Energy out of New Bern.
Well, let me ask you one final question. This is a question we've asked everybody. What do you love most about Jones County?
Everything.
Okay.
It's home. There's some wonderful people here. And all you got to do is, if you need something, all you got to do is just ask. And they are willing to come to your aid. And it's just a quiet, peaceful area to live in, really. We don't have any problems that I'm aware of here. And I just love it. I feel like I can go out on my porch at night and sit there in my rocking chair and not be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a wonderful place to live.
Well, very good. Well, Ms. Sutton, thank you so much. It's been an honor for myself. I know it's been an honor for Mr. Morgan too. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.